Dear shareholders, good evening. My name is Manikandan Gopalakrishnan and I am the Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of the company. Warm welcome to the 34th Annual General Meeting of Computer Age Management Services Limited. I would like to take you through the details pertaining to your participation at this meeting. All the members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute by the host to avoid any disruption or disturbance arising from the background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once we commence the Q&A session, the moderator will sequentially announce the names of the shareholders who have registered themselves with the company. We request the speaker shareholders to limit their speech to 3 minutes. Upon being called, the moderator will give appropriate access to the concerned shareholders to speak. Before you commence speaking, please be mindful of the following. Use your earphones so that the narrative is clearly audible to all the participants. Remember to minimize the noise in the background. Ensure that you have a strong Wi-Fi connection and the same is not connected to any other device. Ensure that no other background applications are running on the device that you are connecting from. Remember to switch on the video and ensure that you have adequate background lighting at your place. If you are unable to join through video for any reason, would request you to kindly participate through the audio. If the speaker shareholder has a connectivity problem, we will call on the next speaker to join. Once the connectivity improves, the speaker shareholder may again be called to speak, but only after the entire list of registered shareholders have spoken. During the meeting, any shareholder facing technical issues may kindly contact the helpline number provided in the notice convening the meeting. There are 4 resolutions which have been placed before the approval of the shareholders. These include 4 ordinary business and all are ordinary resolutions. The Companies Act 2013 and SEBI regulations provide for an electronic voting. Accordingly, the company has provided all the members the facility to cast their votes through the remote e-voting system administered by Link in Time. The registers as required under the Companies Act 2013 under the ESOP certificate as required under the SEBI share-based employee benefits and sweat equity regulations are open for inspection in electronic mode. Should you wish to inspect, please reach out to the company secretary at the email address which has been provided in the notice convening the meeting. Facility to cast the votes at the meeting is being available to those members who have not yet cast their votes through remote e-voting system and are participating in this meeting. The voting system will be available during this meeting and for 15 minutes after the completion of the meeting. Mrs. Vijayalakshmi Rajaram Iyer, an independent director of the company, who is chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and Risk Management Committee and a member of the Audit Committee and CSR Committee, is abroad and has expressed her inability to join the meeting. She has requested Mr. D.K. Mehrotra, member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, to address any queries pertaining to this committee. Mr. Srinivasa Rangan, a non-executive director of the company, who is also member of the IT Strategy Committee, has expressed his inability to join this annual general meeting. Mr. Ramcharan, Chief Financial Officer, has expressed his inability to attend the meeting due to unavoidable circumstances. Thank you for your attention. Now over to Mr. D.K. Mehrotra, Independent Director and Chairman, to commence proceedings of the meeting.
Good evening, shareholders. Hope you and your family members are safe and in good health. On behalf of the board, I extend a warm welcome to you for this 34th Annual General Meeting of the company. This is the second general meeting of the company being held after the IPO, which is being conducted on OAVM mode due to prevailing conditions. I am Dinesh Kumar Mehrotra, an independent director of the company, joining from my home at Mumbai. I'm the chairman of the board and the chairman of Corporate Social Responsibility Committee and a member of Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee and Risk Management Committee. I have been informed by the company secretary that the requisite quorum is present and now I call the meeting to order. I request the directors who have joined the meeting to introduce themselves before we proceed further. Mr. Natarajan Srinivasan, independent director and chairman of Audit Committee. Mr. Natarajan, please introduce yourself.
Good evening to all. I am Natarajan Srinivasan. I am an independent director of the company, joining from my office at Mumbai. I am the chairman of the Audit Committee and the Stakeholder Relationship Committee. I am also a member of the Risk Management Committee. Thank you.
Mr. Anush Kumar, Managing Director.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anuj Kumar, and I'm the Managing Director of the company. I'm joining this meeting from my corporate office in Chennai. I'm a member of 3 committees: the Stakeholder Relationship Committee, the IT Strategy Committee, and the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee. Thank you very much.
Mr. Narendra Oswal, Nominee Director.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Narendra Ostawal. I'm a nominee director of the company, joining this meeting from my office at Mumbai. I'm the chairman of the IT Strategy Committee, and I'm a member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Thank you.
Mr. Sandeep Kagzi, Nominee Director.
Good evening. I'm Sandeep Kagzi. I'm a nominee director of the company, joining from my office in Mumbai. I'm a member of the Audit Committee, the Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee. Thank you.
Over to Mr.
Others participating in the meeting includes Mr. L. Ravishankar and Mr. P. Babu, representative of Brahmaya & Co. Chartered Accountants and Statutory Auditors of the company, and Ms. B. Chandra, representative of B. Chandra Associates, Secretarial Auditors of the company from their offices. Since physical attendance of the shareholders is dispensed with, requirement of appointing proxies is not applicable. The registers and other documents as required under the Companies Act 2013 and the rules thereunder are open for inspection in electronic mode. Should you wish to inspect, please reach out to the company at the email address mentioned in the notice convening this meeting. Since the AGM is being held through audio-visual means and the resolutions forming part of the notice convening this meeting have already been put to vote through electronic voting, the practice of proposing and seconding are not required and will not be followed at this meeting. Shareholders who were the members of the company as on the cutoff date, that is June 22nd, 2022, have the right to vote pertaining to the resolutions mentioned in the notice. Shareholders who have not cast their votes earlier through the remote e-voting can do so during this meeting through the remote e-voting facility. Now I request Mr. D.K. Mehrotra to deliver the chairman's message.
Thank you, Manikandan. Since the notice, director's report, and other documents have been circulated to the shareholders as a part of the annual report, I take them as read. The details of the agenda items placed before the shareholders for approval is contained in the notice of the meeting, which is also available on the website of the company. Given that there are no qualifications, observations, adverse remarks, or comments by the statutory auditors in their reports on the financial statements for the financial year ended March 31st, 2022, on matters which have any adverse effects on the functioning of the company, with your permission, and I now take that auditor's report is taken as read. A detailed chairman's message has been circulated as part of the annual report, which you would have pursued. As you would have noticed, that this is our second AGM after the company has gone public. Company performance, both on the business front and financial front, has been satisfying. With the foundation of household savings continuing to deepen on the trend, mutual funds will remain important and relevant in the savings and investment landscape. Your company is an integral part of the industry, sitting at the heart of the mutual fund ecosystem, and is well positioned to grow ahead of the industry. Your company is guided by its core value of putting its customers at the center of everything it does. Our mission is your growth. Your company exited the last year with a strong set of financial results and operational performance. Looking ahead, your company sees immense opportunity to grow in its chosen areas of business and is investing in the required skill sets and capabilities. Ms. B. Chandra from Mr. B. Chandra and Associates, practicing company secretaries, have been appointed as the scrutinizer to scrutinize the votes cast at this meeting and in the remote e-voting. I am authorizing the company secretary to file the voting results within 2 trading days from the conclusion of this meeting with BSE and NSE. The results will also be updated on the website of the company and that of RTA. Now I would like to invite Mr. Anush Kumar, Managing Director, to deliver his message for the shareholders, make a presentation on the business highlights, and for taking the meeting forward. Thank you. Anush Kumar, now it's your turn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mehrotra, and good evening, shareholders. I hope you and your families are safe and are doing well. I'm very pleased to be in your midst today as part of the annual general meeting, the second one being held after your company was listed on 1st of October 2020. A good part of financial year 22 continued to be plagued by the COVID pandemic-led disruptions across all business sectors, also including ours. I would like to thank and salute the frontline workers who have put their lives on line to serve the community. While your company operated a hybrid work model, which was developed at the start of the pandemic for most part of the year. We have now returned to normal work from office in the last quarter. The company continues to focus on education, healthcare, and environmental areas as part of its CSR activities. Under education initiative, considering the pandemic situation, online classes were initiated through the partner NGOs for rural children. I would like to thank my leadership team and the entire leadership team for their contribution. I would like to thank my entire leadership team and the workforce whose commendable spirit of commitment and energy helped face the unprecedented situation head on and helped us to deliver to our customers, investors, and shareholders. I'm grateful to all the contributions and guidance provided by the board, which helped us to stride through this challenging year. I'm thankful to the regulators for their guidance and for their responsive support. The year will go down as truly memorable one in the history of the company. Despite the adverse conditions prevailing during financial year 21-22, the company continued to focus on its growth through multiple avenues and achieve the aspirational agenda that we had set for ourselves during the year. The mutual fund business scaled historic highs across all key metrics, and we ensured there were no service delivery impact to investors, intermediaries, and the ecosystem. We successfully launched new platforms for account aggregator and for central record keeping for NPS. We were steadfastly focused on fortifying information security practices, expanding the leadership team, sowing seeds for new revenue lines, and enhancing governance. All this to steer the company towards greater achievement and delivering to societal responsibilities. I would next like to share a brief presentation on the operational and financial performance of the company. In terms of overall financial performance, you would have seen that we had a very strong year. Consolidated net profit increased by 40% in FY22 against FY21. We continued to hold and solidify our mutual fund leadership position with a 69% share of the market. This is further vindicated by our servicing all the top 5 mutual funds in the country and then 10 of the top 15. From an operational excellence perspective, we saw historical highs in every conceivable operating metric, including overall transactions. We were also able to execute large-scale, deep-cut regulatory changes completely and build them into our system and in our processes. In the alternatives market, we were able to build momentum, cementing our market leadership. And from an inorganic expansion perspective, we made an investment to acquire 50% share in Fintuple Technologies, which operates in the digital onboarding of AIFs and PMS customers, and also in the KYC sector. We launched several significant new platforms during the year, including the account aggregator platform, CRA for NPS, and MF Central as a unified MF platform. From a digital drive perspective, our signature property, CAMS, touched 5 million registered users and continues to be the largest mutual fund app in the country. We broadened and solidified the performance and stack of our APIs and emerging technology solutions for transactions, AI/ML-based utilities, and through smart statements of account. From a technology and cybersecurity perspective, we continue to hold the score of 800 on a BitSight rating, which represents some of the best standards in the country on overall cybersecurity. We also broadened this to cover a score called SAFE, which is a proprietary scoring methodology of a company called Decidius, a more tech infrastructure related scoring. And I'm happy to share that we were at a score of 4.63 on 5, which reflects our improving and continuously fortifying standards. A high customer satisfaction was reflected in a 93% satisfied and very satisfied score of our consumers and investors. And in the new business arenas, we continue to make stride in our payments business through the CAMS Pay platform, the Recon Dynamics offering, and through account aggregator and CRA for NPS. From a talent management perspective, we continue to infuse leadership at the CXO and senior levels in the company. And then there was all-round lift in managerial talent through the year across the company. Overall, from a business perspective, you are aware that we are a mature mutual fund platform with a thick layer of services. So it is a services and platform business model. We are completely technology driven. Overall, during the year, we had 7,300 staff with 4 key delivery centers, 2 in Chennai, 1 each in Hyderabad and Coimbatore. We have a pan-India physical spread of 275 service centers across the country. A very experienced workforce, including the top management team. Marquee shareholders, including Great Terrain, which is an affiliate of Warburg Pincus. An established track record of delivering strong financial results led by EBITDA and return on equity. We've been the largest mutual fund platform and a partner to the industry for several years, and been catalyzing the growth of the industry to bring it to the level that it is at today. We've been the preferred partners for the industry's leading asset managers, as you've seen from our client stack. And this is reflected in the overall operating metrics, a 69% market share, 26 trillion of the 38 trillion total asset size that we enjoy, and 10 of the top 15 asset managers reposing faith in us and continuing to work with us for several years as the mutual fund RTA. You can see the broad set of clients that we have. Amongst these, Franklin Templeton, although the win was in 2021, went live in 21-22 or FY22. Zerodha has been a milestone win for the company in FY22. And as I said, with a 69% market share, 26 trillion of the 38 trillion Indian MF industry AUM share, and top 5 AMCs as our clients, is also 7 of the top 10 AMCs and 10 of the top 15. From a service stack perspective, we perform the A to Z of the work on the liability side operation scope of mutual funds. This covers many activities, including transaction origination, execution, assisting with KYC, payments and settlements work, record keeping, tax related work, compliance controls and risk management, customer service and distributor service. Overall for the industry, as you can see, we work as a service aggregator across the entire scope of services provided to mutual funds, especially on the liability side operations, as a business enabler, as a knowledge partner, and then across the range of customer care and investor services and distributor services, we play a very inalienable role across the industry. All of this is done on top of a strong platform and software stack. You can see that the entire software stack is owned, built by CAMS, by a company. It is licensed to various users wherever it is required to be licensed, and everything else is done by us. This is backed by strong business continuity capabilities, backed with 3 data centers, capability to do data replication with 0 data loss, and many mature and robust technologies to support in cybersecurity and managing uptime. You would have seen that our transactions and operating metrics continue to grow during the year. From a financial transaction perspective, we delivered an overall of about 42 crore or 415 million transaction volumes. Our SIP registrations were upwards of 15.8 million. And this very strong trend in new SIP registrations took us very close to the 3 crore mark in the overall SIP book. We saw 70% share in the industry's overall monetary inflows during the year. This accounted for 66 lakh crore of gross sales. And the money also came into the industry and into our clients through some large, complex, mega NFOs. We touched a unique investor count just short of 23 million, which is 22.9. And our live folios have crossed 5 crore. They now number 51.6 million. You would also know that as part of our protocol and annual services, we measure investor satisfaction. Very pleased to report that 93% of our investors rated our services and rated the satisfaction as being satisfied or very satisfied. This covers a survey which was administered to them across our various digital properties and physical touchpoints. And over 20,000 investors participated in the survey. I will talk a little about alternatives, where we continue to lead the charge and gravitate towards a position of leadership across the industry. We have very, very contemporary digital utilities, of which the latest one is CAMS WealthServe, which is a digital onboarding platform for AIF and PMS. And then we do full stack services for investors for onboarding, investor services, fund accounting and operations. Our total service span is 280 plus funds across 125 fund houses, total assets under service of 1.4 trillion or 1.4 lakh crore, 30 installations of what I refer to as the latest component of the platform, CAMS WealthServe, which is a digital onboarding platform for AIF and PMS consumers. And then we were the first RTA to commence operation in the GIFT City with a full stack of operations for AIFs. In the account aggregator arena, for which we got licensed in 2020, we built and launched the platform for both account aggregation and TSP. This, as you're aware, is poised to shape the future of digital lending, onboarding, advisory, and personal finance management. Today, happy to report to you that with 10,000 downloads, we are the most downloaded account aggregator mobile app in the country. We have 5 banks fully integrated as FIPs and 25 enterprises who have been onboarded on CAMS WealthServe, which is our operating platform for account aggregator. I will talk a little about central record keeping agency services for NPS. We've been the industry first NPS CRA platform on the cloud. This is designed to provide superior subscriber experience. We launched our eNPS, which is the direct to consumer service, in March 2020. And the other modules of POP and government and APY will follow. We are the only CRA in the country to offer multiple KYC options and a significantly simplified user journey. From a payments perspective, we've been the market leader in mutual funds payment processing. We have a scalable full stack BFSI focused payments platform. So it's a very focused platform. And from a mutual fund industry perspective, it provides capabilities of expedited onboarding, capability to authenticate new customers who are coming in, and obviously very tightly coupled with the industry to provide services aligned to the same day NAV processing experience. During the year, we processed over 120 million NACH transactions. Our total monetary throughput was 340 billion rupees. And with 50 plus clients, both in the mutual fund industry and outside, we built this into a very sound, wholesome business. Recon Dynamics is an adjacency. As some of you are aware, this is a business, or this is a component of our business, which is very vital for doing the payments and settlements work that we do for mutual funds. It's been productized for the last 2 years. It's an industry agnostic reconciliation platform, and we are seeing adoption across various sectors, including insurance, NBFCs, and PMS operators. Overall, we right now have 10 clients across asset, wealth management, and the insurance sectors. We process over 500 billion rupees of daily payments and payouts. About 95% of the credit matching happens in the system itself. And then this creates over 70% reduction in processing time, improving the risk posture, and then the productivity of our client organizations. Our insurance offering is tailored to service both insurance companies and policyholders, with 40 and more coming insurance companies as partners. We do end-to-end operational support and technology-driven solutions. A proprietary servicing platform, Policy Journey, facilitates customer lifecycle management. This includes generation of policies, renewals, payouts, and policyholder services. We have over 3.2 million e-insurance accounts, over 270 insurance service centers, 4 million electronic policies under service. And we were the first in the industry to create a deep tracing solution for the industry for tracing customers who had not availed of their claims. This is a pioneering product and is seeing good acceptance in the marketplace. I will talk a little about our financial performance. You would have seen that during the year, we posted a revenue of rupees 9097 million, which was a growth of 29% over the last year. A PBT of 382 crore rupees or 3826 million, which is a growth of 39%. A PAT of 2869 million, which was a 40% growth. Our operating EBITDA stood at 44%, has been improving over the quarters, and our return on net worth is 44.3%. What is the business outlook and what does the future look like? We will continue to focus on being preferred service partners guided by a philosophy of our mission, your growth. From an overall industry perspective of mutual funds and the AIF PMS industries, the outlook, as you must be reading, is very, very positive and promising. This is led by higher disposable incomes of households, which leads to better savings and better investment capability, stronger awareness of capital markets products, a growing investor base, and of course, ease of investing with digitization. Our CAMS well positioned through our differentiated service stack and marquee client base. We are uniquely positioned to take advantage of all these trends in the marketplace. And then as we expand into new financial infrastructure arenas, which cover payment solutions, account aggregator, and being CRA for NPS, the prospects continue to be more wholesome and more well-rounded for the company. With this, I come to the end of the presentation. Thank you very much. I will now invite the shareholders who have registered themselves to participate in the Q&A session to speak. The moderator will announce the names and will unmute the mic for each one of you to enable this.
Thank you, sir. Our first speaker for the event is Madam Lekha Shah.
Hello. Hello.
You are audible. Kindly ask your question.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow members, good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, I'm very much thankful to our Company Secretary Manikandan Gopalakrishnan ji for extending very good investor services and also sending me the AGM notice well in time in such a difficult situation, which is full of knowledge, fact and figures in place. Thank you, Anu sir, for such a informative and wonderful presentation. Since link in time allowed to log in without any problem, I would like to thank them for the services, especially Kishore Bhai and Prashant Bhai. Sir, I would like to thank all the personnel of company for receiving awards and recognition during the year 21 and 22. And also, I'm happy the company is doing very well in the field of CSR activities. Sir, I would like to ask few questions. My first question is, has there been any impact of COVID second wave on the company operations? My second question is, what is the roadmap for the next 2 years? So I would like to say, I strongly support all the resolutions for today's meeting, and my wishes always our company and its prosperity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next speaker for the event is Mr. Dharav Jamdar. Mr. Dharav, kindly enable your video and ask your question, please.
Good evening, sir. Sir, am I audible and visible?
You have to start your video.
I guess there is some issue. No worries, I can speak. So, sir, my name is Mr. Dharav Jamadar. I'm a research scholar, PhD Finance from Surat, and I would congratulate to all stakeholders of our company. I'm a proud shareholder, and I have certain questions which I would be glad if answered to. So first is, how do you think the sentiments of retail flow pan out in the coming part of the year, factoring in the high amount of fund outflow from FIIs and FPIs? Second, how has the competition been for us in the last financial year, and which kind of products is my company going to introduce to counter the competition? Third, how many AMCs have we added or lost in this particular financial year? Fourth, which are the top 3 AMCs in terms of revenue generations for us? Fifth, which segment in our portfolio is lacking the most in generating revenue as well as profit? And what are the steps you are going to take in order to revive it? Sixth, how has the competition been for us in this unique setup of duopoly competition? And last request, sir, as being a financial research scholar, PhD, I really would like to come work for our company if the opportunity is given to me. So I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker for the event is Madam C. Maskaranish.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can see you and hear you. You can ask your question.
You can see me. Very good. Nice. Thank you. Respected Chairman, Mr. Dinesh K. Mehrotra, members of the board, MD, Mr. Anuj Kumar, other shareholders who are attending like me in this virtual. My name is Mrs. Celestine Elizabeth Mascarenas. I am attending from Mumbai. First of all, I will thank the company secretary and his team for sending me an e-annual report and also registering me as a speaker at my request and helping me out also in getting into the meeting. Thank you so much. Now I come to the working. Balance sheet is very good. Lots of facts and figures and lot of charts, which is very good, but very exhaustive. And of course, adhering to all the norms of corporate governance. Now, revenue has gone up, PBT PAT up, EPS has also gone up from last year, and a dividend of rupees 42.0 year this year is very good because we got the dividend. It is EPS has gone up, dividend 26.75 in 3 interims, 2 interims and 1 final. Very nice. I'm very happy. And even market capitalization is also good. Thank you so much. Now I come to the CSR work, which is given from 76 to 79. Very good CSR work. I appreciate the work done to the society. We have given a lot of importance in the ESG. Now I want to know is, have we rated our ESG And if so, what is the rating score and which rating agency? Now my queries, are all the staff at now, they are working from home or still 50% work from home and 50% in the office? Just I would like to, or alternate days. Some companies are, staff is working like alternate days. Number two, how many mutual funds added for this quarter to serve, and what is our market share? How much margins we enjoy in this business? Number third is, we have a whistleblower policy. How many frauds and cyber crimes were detected by this whistleblower and any staff involved? Now, last but not the least, which is my problem, our family problem, we have many mutual funds. When I was working, I used to put lots in the mutual fund, and now they are all also in physical, and all the while KYC hassle is coming. Your KYC is not done, even in spite of giving them. Sir, we would like you to help us, so that without some KYC and without, I don't understand what norms are coming. We are not able to encash our money. Only in this old age, we are getting so much problem for no fault of us. Sir, you are such a nice CAMS, so please help us in getting. I go to the fourth branch, Bombay. There is a big branch, CAMS Food. So please help us out. We are both of us are more than 70 years, and we need this support system. And we find very difficult to run every time, and we are not tech savvy. So please help us out, so that what money we put in our young age, we are able to encash and live happily in our old age, you know. So please, I request you that. And rest, of course, I support all the resolutions. I wish my company all the best. May it grow strength to strength, and we'll become one of the most, only like we'll become the powerful mutual fund handling all the accounts. We will be the most efficient and best. So with this, thank you for giving me this patient hearing. And I means virtual also should become and hybrid meeting. If it is virtual hybrid, of course I may not come to Chennai for the meeting, but I will definitely participate this way. And especially Zoom platform is very good, because we are using mostly a lot of Zoom in those COVID days. With this, thank you so much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next speaker for the event is Mr. Umang Ajay Panasari. Mr. Umang, you can enable your video and ask your question, please. Mr. Umang?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Please ask your question.
Sir, I want to know from the directors that as the companies are getting affected due to this inflation, as the profitability of the companies are getting affected, so what are the risks that our company may face in future due to this inflation, as the other companies are also facing? Thank you, sir. My question is to end here.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker for the event is Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf.
हाँ जी नमस्कार, एक मिनट के लिए समय दीजिए, मेरा वीडियो ऑन कर रहा हूँ। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, उपस्थित निदेशक सदस्यगण और मेरे शेयर होल्डर भाइयों बहनों, मेरा नाम संतोष कुमार श्रॉफ, मैं कलकत्ता से बोल रहा हूँ। सर्वप्रथम आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। आशा करता हूँ आप जितने भी हमारे डायरेक्टर हैं, जितने भी अधिकारीगण हैं, जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी आज जो वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस में प्रेजेंट है, वो अच्छे और अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे। सर मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, कोई तकलीफ तो नहीं है सर आपको? हेलो हेलो,
हाँ, कोई तकलीफ नहीं है, आप बोलते रहिए हिंदी।
हाँ कोई बात नहीं। अरुण कुमार जी, अनिल कुमार जी, सर मैं पहले धन्यवाद देता हूँ काफी अच्छा डिविडेंड देने के लिए, काफी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करने के लिए। दूसरा धन्यवाद देता हूँ हमारे कर्मचारियों की मेहनत के कारण जो अवार्ड, पेस अवार्ड मिला, उसके लिए भी मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। एक मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर, काफी अच्छा मैं म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री में अपने कब्जा बनाते हुए मैं म्यूचुअल फंड से रिलेटेड मेरा 2001 के पहले 1991 से मेरा रिलेशन है सर। तब से मैं कंप्यूटर एज को देखते हुए आ रहा हूँ सर। और हमारे कलकत्ते के अंदर मिस्टर अपूर्व लाहिरी जी काफी अच्छा, और कृष्णा मैडम भी अच्छा कर रही सर। मैं ये चाह रहा हूँ सर, एक मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि आपने नाम बहुत बड़ा कंप्यूटर एज मैनेजमेंट सर्विस है, तो इसको क्यों नहीं आजकल मॉडर्न नाम कैम्स लिमिटेड कर दिया जाए सर। इससे काफी इजी होगा और काफी मतलब जनरली लोग कैम्स के नाम से जानते हैं, कंप्यूटर एज मैनेजमेंट सर्विस हम जैसे पुराने लोग हैं वही जानते हैं। तो फ्यूचर में इसके लिए विचार किया जाए सर। एक काफी अच्छा आपके यहाँ कर्मचारी भी अपने काफी है, 7,318 कर्मचारी है सर, और उसके अंदर वुमेन कर्मचारी करीबन 1,819 है, 30%। मैं आशा करता हूँ भविष्य में ये जो रेशियो कम है, ये रेशियो जरूर आगे बढ़ेगा। कि अभी है जो 30%, में चाहूंगा कि हो गए 40 तक या 50 तक आ जाए तो काफी अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि अभी नेक्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट भी वुमेन होने वाली है अपने, और अपने फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर भी वुमेन, और आप भी फाइनेंस रिलेटेड रजिस्टर का काम करते हैं, तो मैं चाहूंगा इसके तो ठीक है सर। इसके बारे में एक प्रश्न और है सर, कि ये जितने भी कर्मचारी है ये क्या हमारे कवर है? हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस और मैटरनिटी बेनिफिट, पैटर्निटी बेनिफिट और सर डे केयर बेनिफिट से या ये हमारे फैसिलिटी आप दे रहे हैं उनको, और है तो कितने परसेंट इसमें कवर हो रहे हैं ये बताने का करिएगा। और रिटायरमेंट बेनिफिट भी कितने परसेंट एम्प्लॉय को मिल रही है ये भी बताने का करिएगा सर। एक सर कुछ डिस्प्यूट के 2013-14 से 2-3 तो है, तो उनको सेटल करने की चेष्टा करिए जिससे अपनी बुक्स काफी क्लीन हो जाए सर। और सर ये जो ई वेस्टेज अपने यहाँ तो कंप्यूटर का काम ज्यादा है, सीटीबीटी का काम ज्यादा है, तो ये मेरे को प्रोवाइड करिए कि ई वेस्टेज को किस तरह आप डिस्पोज करते हैं, इसके बारे में डिटेल हो तो बताने का करिएगा सर। और सर ये रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग की भी कोई व्यवस्था है अपने बिल्डिंगों में, और सर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी लाइक सोलर पैनल आदि की अगर व्यवस्था की गई तो ये भी बताने कष्ट करिएगा सर। एक अरविंद जी और कष्ट करिए, कल से सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक बैन हो रहा है, इसके बारे में आपने क्या निर्देश अपने ऑफिसर्स में दिया है, जिससे सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक के अंदर में कई कंपनियों ने पेट बोतल की जगह अभी ग्लास वाटर, एक ग्लास की बोतल, स्टील की बोतल और कॉपर की बोतलें स्टार्ट कर दी सर। ये काफी पर्यावरण सर, तो आपने भी अगर निर्देश दिया तो ठीक है, फिर आगे विचार करिएगा सर इसके लिए। और सर मैं ज्यादा कुछ समय नहीं लूंगा, समय तो प्रश्न बहुत होते हैं लेकिन मीटिंग लिमिट होती है, फिजिकल होती है तो कुछ ज्यादा होते हैं। तो मैं लास्ट में ये कहूंगा सर, अपने कितने परसेंट कर्मचारी है जिनको बूस्टर डोज से आपने उनकी उनकी फैमिली को बूस्टर डोज लगी है, और जो करीबन 390 रुपया पर बूस्टर डोज का जो है खर्चा, वो क्या कंपनी हमारी सबमिट करी, इसके बारे में बताइएगा सर। लास्टली सर मैं यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, आप चेन्नई बेस हैं, काफी पुराने हैं और काफी आप शेयर के भी रजिस्टर है, के रजिस्टर है, तो मैं चाहूंगा कि फिजिकल मीटिंग जब भी हो चेन्नई के अंदर में, तो मैं कलकत्ता से मस्करन जो हमारी मैडम है तो बॉम्बे से तो चेन्नई नहीं जा सकेगी अटेंड करने के लिए। ये रिक्वेस्ट सर, फिजिकल मीटिंग जरूर करिएगा, लेकिन इसके साथ में एक हाइब्रिड का सेशन रखिएगा, जिससे हम जो ओल्ड एज वाले या जो पैन इंडिया शेयर होल्डर आपके, या अभी कंपनी लिस्टेड होगी सर आपके शेयर, वो भी अटेंड कर सके सर। ये कंसर्ट हमारे केशवराम इंडस्ट्री कलकत्ते में, उन्होंने कला मंदिर में मीटिंग की, उन्होंने फिजिकल और वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के जो हाइब्रिड में दोनों में ये रजिस्टर किया, फिजिकल वालों को पहले वो मौका दिया, फिर हाइब्रिड वालों को दिया। सेम कंसेप्ट है, इन्फोसिस में कई साल से चला आ रहा है, बेंगलोर में क्राइस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी में, तो विचार करिएगा सर, और ज्यादा नहीं सर। आपकी फिजिकल मीटिंग सेकंड मीटिंग है, फिजिकल मीटिंग आपने कभी की नहीं सर, इसलिए मुझे खर्चे के बारे में नहीं पूछना सर। अभी वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग में क्या खर्चा कर रहा है और रिकॉर्ड तो बताइएगा। एक बार आपसे अनुज जी, आपको और आपके जितने भी डायरेक्टर हैं और उनकी फैमिली को, और जितने भी हमारे अधिकारीगण हैं उनकी फैमिली के लिए, और जितने भी हमारे कर्मचारी ब्रांचों में काम करें उनकी फैमिली के लिए वहां से प्रार्थना करता हूँ, भगवान 2022 और 23 का जो फाइनेंशियल है वो वेल्दी, हेल्दी, प्रोस्पेर और सेफ्टी के साथ, और अगले साल जब अपने वीडियो अगर होती मिलते हैं तो हंसी खुशी के साथ मिले। जय हिंद, जय भारत। नमस्कार अनुज जी, आपकी छत्र छाया में मैं समझता हूँ कंपनी अगले साल और ज्यादा डिविडेंड देगी सर। धन्यवाद।
शुक्रिया जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker for the event is Mr. Aspi Bashania. Mr. Ashpi, kindly enable your video and speak.
Sir, can you see me and hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm Aspi from Bombay. I'm attending your meeting for the first time. Sir, I sent an email on 23rd June, whereas the deadline was 22nd June. So I'm thankful to the company secretary for accepting my email, although it was late by 1 day. And I hope he continues to give good service to our shareholders like he has given today. However, nobody has called me and I didn't know my speaker number also. You have to wait right from morning, right from the beginning till the end to know our speaker number. So then Q4 profit was less than Q3 profit, whereas annual profit has increased quite well. So what is the reason for Q4 profit reducing slightly compared to Q3? So we have 146 crores in the bank and investments at 317 crores. So what are plans for that? So if you want to reward the shareholder, you should go for a buyback which is tax efficient rather than giving a higher dividend. Then do you want to remain only in mutual funds or you want to diversify onto share transfer agent also? Because now there is a oligopoly in that there are only 2 transfer agents, the service is deteriorating. So I would request you to go into share transfer agency. So now after I'm made a panelist, I can see all the directors, whereas earlier I couldn't see anybody. I could see only the speaker. So why don't you enable it all the time so that we can see all the directors all the time? So thank you very much and continue with the video conferencing next year also when the physical meetings start. So thank you. If you can reply now about the share transfer agent so that I can respond immediately before I'm muted.
The order we are following is that we will take all the questions and then come back with the answers.
But then I won't be able to talk at that time.
Yeah, that's the way it is laid out.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Thanks
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ashpi. Our last speaker for the event is Mr. Punit Kumar.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can see you and hear you, sir. Please.
So my name is Punit. I'm calling from Delhi. Number one, after 3 years of single-digit growth, last year was a fantastic year of 26% growth, which was really has to be appreciated. And all the employees of the company, including the secretarial, are fantastic as far as being prompt and answering it correctly. All of the team needs to be congratulated for a wonderful performance. I would like two sentences from the management in terms of, is this momentum likely to continue? Number two, after having 70% share of India, are we talking of something else in terms of other countries? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Punit. That's all from the speaker section. We shall rejoin shortly after a small CSR video with answers for the questions raised.
இந்த இடம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நானும் லைவாக பார்த்தது இல்லைங்க. ஏன்னா இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இங்கே விவசாயம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தவங்க அந்த பெரியவங்களாம் நாங்கள் விசாரிக்கும் போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு கல்லுக்குழி இருந்துச்சு. இங்கே வந்து ஒரு 2-3 கிலோமீட்டரில் சரௌண்டிங்கில் இருக்கிறவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து இங்கே துணி துவைச்சிட்டு இவங்க அந்த அன்றாட வாழ்க்கைக்கு வந்து இந்த நீர் தேவையை யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்துருக்குறாங்க. பட் நான் இங்கே 10 வருஷமாக இப்போ ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதை வந்து க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி இந்த கார்பரேஷனுடைய வேஸ்ட் போடுறதுக்காகவும் அது மாதிரி தான் வச்சுருந்தாங்க. ஜென்ரலாகவே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த குளம் குட்டைகளை நம்ம பராமரிக்கும் போது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த ஏரியாவில் வந்து கிரவுண்ட் வாட்டர் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு இன்கேஸ் வந்து இங்கே வந்து தண்ணி நிற்கும் போது இந்த பறவைகள்லாம் வந்து ஏன்னா சம்மரில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிற்கும் போது பறவைகளுக்கு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது ஆதாரமாக இருக்கும். அதுபோக வந்து சென்டரில் ஏதாச்சும் மரங்கள் அது மாதிரி வரும்போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு சரணாலய மரம் கூட நல்லா, அதாவது எல்லாத்தோட எதிர்பார்ப்பு அப்படிதாங்க.
இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய குட்டைகள் இதெல்லாம் இது மாதிரி தூர்வாரங்காட்டி நம்மளுக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குங்க.
நம்ம பார்க்குற ஏரி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பனையந்தாங்கல் ஏரி.
இந்த குளம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப பெருசாக இருந்தது. 400 அடி ரோடு போட்டாங்க. போட்டதில் அதில் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு பாதி குளம் வந்து அந்த ரோட்லேயே போயிடுச்சு. சுத்தமாக தண்ணி வந்து நிற்காது, மட்டமாகவே இருந்தது. வர தண்ணி மலையில இருந்து அப்படியே குளத்துக்கு போயிட்டு அப்படியே நேராக கிருஷ்ணா கால்வாய்க்கு போயிடும்.
எல்லாம் உள்ள செடி பொதுரு பக்கத்தில் எல்லாம் விவசாயம் பண்ணுறாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு தண்ணியெல்லாம் எத்தனால போரில்
சைக்கிள் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்து இந்த குளத்துல வந்து சைக்கிள் கழுவுறதுலேருந்து ஸ்விம்மிங் கற்றுக்கிறதுலேருந்து எல்லாமே இந்த குளத்துல கற்றுட்ருக்கோம். நாங்கள் நிறைய வந்து கால்நடை ஜீவர்கள்லாம் வந்து தண்ணிக்கு வந்து இங்கே தான் வரும்.
குடிக்கிறது குளிக்கிறது எல்லாமே இந்த குளம் தாங்க. எங்கள் ஊருக்கு ரொம்ப உபயோகமான குளம் அது. என்விரான்மெண்டல் ஃபவுண்டேஷன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா அவங்களும் வந்து சேர்ந்து இந்த கரை பலப்படுத்த இதெல்லாம் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க.
இப்போ டெப்த் ஆழப்படுத்தி இந்த கரையை பலப்படுத்தி பண்ண பிறகு தான் இன்னைக்கு இந்த லெவலில் தண்ணி நிற்கிது.
சுற்றி வந்து இந்த வேலியெல்லாம் அமைக்கிறதுக்கான நடவடிக்கைகள்லாம் வந்து மேற்கொண்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. இதனால் வந்து இந்த நீர்வளமும் பாதுகாப்பாக இருக்கும். சில பேர் வந்து இந்த குடிச்சிட்டு இந்த சைட்லேயே பாட்டிலெல்லாம் தூக்கி போட்டுட்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் தடுக்கணும் அப்படின்ட்டு நடவடிக்கை மேற்கொண்டதுனால அதெல்லாம் வந்து இப்போ கொஞ்சம் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஏன்னா ஒரு நீர் தேக்கம் இருந்தாலும் அதை சுற்றி தான் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் எல்லாமே வளரும்.
தண்ணி பார்க்கும்போதே அதுவே எங்களுக்கு ஒரு சந்தோஷம் தான்.
ஏரின்ட்டு ஒரு பவுண்டரி ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி கரை போட்டு ரொம்ப நல்லா பண்ணிடுறாங்க. இப்போ வந்து தூர் வரதுனால இங்கே தண்ணி நிற்கிறதுனால எல்லா போர்லேயும் தண்ணி இருக்குது. வெயில் காலத்து நல்லா குளிர்ச்சியாக இருக்கும். அடுத்த மழை காலம் வரையும் தண்ணி இப்போ இதுலேயும் தேங்கி நிற்குது.
இந்த இடம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நானும் லைவாக பார்த்தது இல்லைங்க. ஏன்னா இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இங்கே விவசாயம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தவங்க இந்த பெரியவங்களாம் நாங்கள் விசாரிக்கும் போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு கல்லுக்குழி இருந்துச்சு. இங்கே வந்து ஒரு 2-3 கிலோமீட்டரில் சரௌண்டிங்கில் இருக்கிறவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து இங்கே துணி துவைச்சிட்டு இவங்க அந்த அன்றாட வாழ்க்கைக்கு வந்து இந்த நீர் தேவையை யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்துருக்குறாங்க. பட் நான் இங்கே 10 வருஷமாக ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதை வந்து க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி இந்த கார்பரேஷனுடைய வேஸ்ட் போடுறதுக்காகவும் அது மாதிரி தான் வச்சுருந்தாங்க. ஜென்ரலாகவே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த குளம் குட்டைகளை நம்ம பராமரிக்கும் போது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த ஏரியாவில் வந்து கிரவுண்ட் வாட்டர் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு இன்கேஸ் வந்து இங்கே வந்து தண்ணி நிற்கும் போது இந்த பறவைகள்லாம் வந்து ஏன்னா சம்மரில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிற்கும் போது பறவைகளுக்கு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது ஆதாரமாக இருக்கும். அதுபோக வந்து சென்டரில் ஏதாச்சும் மரங்கள் அது மாதிரி வரும்போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு சரணாலயம் மரம் கூட நல்லா அதாவது எல்லாரும்.
Okay, thank you. So thanks to all the shareholders for spending their time and asking us questions. We got a total of 7 questions, 7 people asking questions, although 10 had registered. I will answer them in order, all through in English. And while many questions were asked, we've taken a note of everything, and I hope I end up answering everything. If there's anything which unintentionally gets missed, please feel free, and this is to the shareholders, to reach out to either me or Mr. Manikantan for any query which remains unanswered during what I say. The first speaker was Ms. Lekha Shah. Her first question was, what was the impact of COVID second phase on the company? So as you're aware, the COVID second phase was relentless and very, very severe. As far as the company is concerned, I'm happy to share with you that we were able to service our investors, distributors, and asset managers and customers in every other product market efficiently without any disruption. Of course, there were times when, because of local orders or employees falling sick, we had to shut some of our front offices from time to time. That information was displayed on our website, so it did not cause any inconvenience to the consumers. We scaled our digital assets significantly in terms of customers being able to reach us through my CAMS, GoCard, call centers, H360, etc. There are various utilities available, so all of that happened. We significantly enabled work from home capability for over 80% of our workforce. And for that part of the workforce which had to come to office, we created means for them to stay in hotels near the office, so that if there was a mandatory work from office work, that could be done in that format. Overall, then we continued to fumigate our offices, invest in vaccinations, employee transport, employee comfort, etc., and continued to focus on masking up, fumigations, disinfectants, social distancing, and making sure that the office space was completely conducive to work in that fashion. The second question that Ms. Lekha Shah had was about the outlook for the next 2 years. As you're aware, our core market is the mutual funds market, which is part of the Indian capital markets. And of course, we work in it through in various ways through a very, very organized and all-encompassing service stack. As you're aware, in the last 7 years, Indian mutual funds have grown significantly. Assets have grown in the mid to high teens. And the expectation is with more disposable income in the hands of the investors and better prospects in terms of returns delivered by mutual funds, this growth should continue in the form that it has happened in the past. From a non-mutual fund product perspective, we've been active in the payments, insurance, and alternatives markets, and all those markets have been doing well. In addition, we have put out our 2 new platforms. One is CRA for NPS, and the other is account aggregator. So that encompasses broadly our outlook for the next 2 years, where we believe that markets will continue to enjoy large interest from retail investors and participants and from asset managers, and that should define the future trajectory of business. The second speaker was Mr. Dharav Jamdar. His question was, what is our total investment from foreign institutional investors? That is at 0.015% of overall shareholding. From AMCs added during the year, we won the contract for Zerodha AMC, and we transitioned the work for Franklin Templeton. So you can take it as 2. There were no deletions, which means there were no exit from CAMS. From top 3 AMCs in terms of revenue, we do not normally share contract-wise numbers, but you can broadly think of it as about 50% to our revenue contribution. In terms of profits being depleted because of COVID, you would have seen that despite the severe second wave and some part of the third wave coming in, we were able to conserve profits quite well. And during the year, we had a significant 39% growth in profit year on year. So that part is addressed completely. For joining the company, very happy to hear that you would be interested in working for the company. And as you know, we continue to look for talent. You could look at the company website and the career portal. You could alternately also send in your CV through Mr. Manikantan to our HR department, and we will organize for an interaction. I will move to the questions asked by a third speaker, which was Ms. C.E. Mascarenhas. And there were various questions asked by her, I think 5 of them. The first was about whether we have an ESG rating. So while ESG is a significant area of focus for us as a company, we have not gone in for a rating yet. It's not a mandatory step. It's a preferred step, and in future we may contemplate getting an ESG rating. But ESG, as you're aware, continues to remain an area of focus. From a work from home to work from office perspective, we have brought back the entire workforce to work from office effective 1st June 2022. During the financial year, at different points in time, we had a maximum of about 85% of the workforce working from home. And at the minimum, it was a smaller number. Today, all our employees are working from office. From a number of mutual fund clients, that was your question, how many clients do we have? That number is 17. What is our market share? Was your next question. That is 69%. It is counted as our share of assets in the overall share. The next part of your question was that do you have a whistleblower policy? The answer is yes. How many cases were reported from a whistleblower perspective? There were 2. This policy, by the way, is available on our website. What does a whistleblower employee come in with? He's allowed to come in with various formats of either reporting any infringement or any complaint. The infringement could be our HR policies, any statute, any law of the land, any subnormal treatment of employees, or anything that the employee finds out of the ordinary, which he does not want to go directly to his supervisor with. He can come through the whistleblower policy. You'd asked a question whether we can help you with MF KYC. The answer is yes, of course. KYC and anything else that you would like done in terms of any service gaps or any lack of execution that you may be seeing in your portfolio, kindly get in touch with us. The Fort office is completely equipped to do that. But if you want to get in touch with Mr. Manikantan or me, that is also possible. But please feel free to reach out. The fourth speaker was Mr. Umang Pansari. Mr. Pansari had one question. How does inflation impact the profitability of the company? Well, I will just cover it in 2 broad ways. Of course, I will not give you a deeply steeped in economics answer, but just a simple answer that with inflation, cost of living goes up and savings in the hands of the investors grow smaller, since our industry is predicated on the growth of savings and investments. High inflation obviously will have some impact on that. From a profitability of the company perspective, things tend to become expensive. In the last year, driven by inflation, while we've not included any mention in a broader way, employee compensation, especially on the technology side, did become dearer. So that does impact profitability from time to time as things that we purchase continue to become more expensive. We had Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf come in with a number of questions. From a maternity benefit point of view, we are completely aligned to the rules and statutes laid out by the central and state government. This includes mandatory maternity benefits in terms of paid leave, in terms of any day-to-day medical care, and in terms of daycare centers. So all of that is completely available to employees. As also is a paternity leave policy for the men when they need paternity leave. From a retirement benefits perspective, we are covered from a statutory perspective as far as all components of gratuity and provident fund are concerned. So that again is completely in line with the statutory requirements that are imposed upon us. From a rainwater harvesting solar panels perspective, we are in buildings, a few of which are owned by us, some of which are rented. And we work with landlords to make sure that all of these utilities and functionalities are in place in the buildings that we do business in. What percentage of employees have undergone booster dose? So 99% of our employees have all undergone their first dose. About 80% employees have also undergone the second dose. And then there are employees who are going in for the booster dose. From time to time, the company has policies which either provide these vaccinations free, which means that we work with local authorities, including municipal corporations and hospitals, to bring vaccination camps into our premises. And then alternately, we seek employees to get these vaccinations done privately if they so prefer, and bring us the bills and we pay them. So that is covered in a broad way through various policy interventions. Then we had Mr. Aspi Bhisania as the sixth speaker. His question was, why was 4Q profit less than 3Q profit? So as you will see, there was a small contraction of about 1%, largely led by a slightly higher cost line during the fourth quarter over the third. That was your question. And then your question was, why is it that we do not consider to be corporate registrars? Why are we not in that business? While there are, it's a growing business and there are two entities. So we broadly continue to evaluate various business opportunities in the country, both adjacent and non-adjacent. We continue to watch the market for corporate registry, and as and when it turns interesting enough for us to do something specific, we will do that. For the last many years, we have found that at that time it did not exactly offer the arena to play that we wanted, and therefore for that time we've chosen not to enter. The last question, the last speaker was Mr. Puneet Kumar, and his question was that, is your momentum of growth likely to continue in the future years? I'll answer that in two parts. As a company, as you've seen, we've got a strong product suite, which we built over the last many years and many decades, all of which is in the platform-based B2B financial services sector servicing. We expect that being present in mutual funds, alternatives, payments, insurance, CRA for NPS, and account aggregator markets, we are in the right marketplaces. We built out the platforms and the product offerings, and we will continue to scale these through close engagement with consumers and through selling. So that is what we will continue to do. Overall, in terms of market share, we are at 69% market share in India. Will we look at overseas markets? Like I said, from time to time, we continue to evaluate opportunities in terms of whether we should take our business to other geographies. And as and when this happens, we will let you know. For present, we are happy with our business. And like I said, we have almost a full stack product suite that we would like to sell in the markets, and all of that is available with us. That, dear shareholders, completes the set of questions that we had for today from the 7 shareholders. Like I said, if I missed something, which I think I did not, do feel free to reach out to us if there is any component of the question that you asked that did not get answered. Overall for today, I will thank you for your active participation and for your faith in us and for the constant support that you've given to CAMS. With this meeting comes to a close, except for the completion of the electronic voting, which will remain open for another 15 minutes after the closure of the meeting. Once again, I wish you all good health. Please do take care of yourselves and your family. And I thank you all for joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.